Hello, hello. Welcome. Today we're going to be repairing some of the issues that we experienced by working with Yagluth, one of the bosses in the game. Completely, well, not completely, but did a number on our ThunderCube. So hopefully we'll get that fixed here. That will be the focus today. So we pull out some tools here and work on repairs, because that's what we'd love to do, right? But within, what do I need for that? I've forgotten what the Q is for that. Switch over here real fast. Let's see. All right. There we go. And boom. So you can see, having brought in Yagluth here, kind of wrecked the joint a bit. So hopefully we'll get that repaired here very quickly. We'll just put this on here. Some of these don't need to be repaired, they need to be replaced. For those of you who haven't fought Yagluth yet, that's the boss in the plains. And he's got a beastly, or they, I don't know, they've got a beastly area of attack from the sky. And it does a considerable amount of damage to anything below it. And as you can see here, the ThunderCube has suffered a little bit of damage due to that attack. So I'm going to try and make some repairs there. Hey, Arab Prince, subscribing for 9 months. You're insane, dude. You're the best. Yeah, longer than 9 months. It seems like it, but you know, there was a long period of time where I wasn't streaming, so yeah, seems like longer, but in reality, I think just the whole span of time is about 9 months, I think. So how's life, my friend? Are you doing well? How's your family? I need to make it out there to visit you here one of these days. You know, we're doing all right. It's middle of the school year, so we're tired, cranky, you know, the usual. We're teachers. That's kind of what we do. But I just started up another production here in Fillmore, joint production between the high school and the local community theater. Kind of works out that I'm the president or director for both. But we'll be starting on the rehearsals for that tomorrow. And that means my life will get crazy again. But my goal is to continue working on some Twitch stuff. And I think it's important that I keep my mind active and do stuff that I enjoy doing and hang out with people that I enjoy hanging out with. And that includes you. Good. Yeah. Oh, you know, if I'll be talking about it as we go, but it opens at least at this point on April 21st. So that's not too far out. It's about 6.5 weeks, and then we'll begin, putting it on the stage. We'll be at the Sespe Auditorium here in Fillmore, and it's a play that I didn't write this time. This one's actually a much more professional play. Good. Yeah, we went for 2 weekends. April 21st, that weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then the following weekend, the 28th and the 29th. And it should be a really good production. We've got a great bunch of actors, and really was impressed with their auditions on Thursday and Friday of last week. Well, I'll be doing another one of my plays here probably first semester of the school year next year. And it was kind of neat because we used some of the dialogue from one of my plays as audition pieces. And I could tell that the actors that were auditioning and using my script were, I don't know, they seemed to be really enthusiastic about it. So hopefully that enthusiasm will still be there when audition time comes around next year. All right, so a couple of adjustments to this. The creature that I pulled in to do a sample just to test out my ThunderCube here to see how well it would stand up to a fierce battle, it did not stand up very well. So I'm going to make some adjustments. I'm going to have to pull some stuff down, and yeah, you can see right over here, just totally wrecked the place. So I'm going to pull out all of the floor, and I'm going to go down a little bit deeper so that the creatures can't do quite so much damage to the walls of the ThunderCube itself. All right, dude. Have a great one. It's good catching up with you, and thank you for the subs and the cheers and everything. You are truly an Arab prince, so thank you, sir. I'll catch up with you soon. All right, so all of this flooring is going to come out, and I'm just going to, start over, dig down, see how far down I can go before I hit the hard pan. It's the depth of the flooring that you just can't go any deeper. That there's a hard limit that the game has installed. So I'm going to go as deep as I can, and it'll make the rest of this that much more impressive looking, because this is a pretty good size. I'm happy with this, but we're going to dig down, pull out all of our flooring here, and then I'm going to get out my pickaxe and do some digging. And I'll leave that for now. And I would love to do some more decorative work here. I'm still experiencing as much of the game as possible when it comes to the building aspect of it. What are you doing? Check out that dude. Really? Go away. Messing with my stuff. Now I have to repair it. Alright, let's repair that. Repair. Oh, almost destroyed it. You know what? If he destroys it, I'll have to pull it inside. And I really don't want to. Anyway. Where was I? Yeah, just want to dig as deep as I can. And I want to learn how to use so many elements of the the game, especially when it comes to interior decorating and architectural design choices. And my first handful of videos using the materials that are supplied to you were early game attempts, and you know, they were okay. There were some interesting things that I was able to do, but now that we've got the Mistlands update, there's a lot more out there, like the black marble as you see here. But there's a lot that I can do with that. A lot of adjustments and I don't know, unique takes on it that will make it stand out even more. And I'm toying with the idea of putting in seating. Because right now it's a ThunderCube. I'm stealing inspiration from Mad Max, Welcome to Thunder, or Beyond Thunderdome, whatever the movie was, with Tina Turner and Mel Gibson. But rather than Thunderdome, I'm making it ThunderCube. Now that one didn't have seating. In fact, everyone that was watching this was basically sitting on the actual dome itself, and so there was no seating. I don't know. What do you think? I'm torn. I think seating can look cool, but it's also kind of what other people have done. I want this to stand out and be unique. So I like the idea of a ThunderCube with some, I don't know, those almost look like mammoth tusks or something. Because, you know, there are mammoths in Valheim. So let's do a little test here. Let's do this. No, that's not the key. That is it. There we go. I'm using dev commands because I don't want to say I'm lazy, but there's a lot that I would like to do with this, and all of this in ways of material would take forever to accrue. And I want to get to work. I want to do some fun stuff. I don't want to worry about harvesting a bunch of materials that would take away from the actual joy of creating the ThunderCube. So it looks like we can go pretty deep here. Let my stamina regenerate here. Now, is it going to be this deep consistently? Certain areas will allow me to go deeper than others, but if that is the average, we might be okay. Because animals that are, or beasts that are fighting each other, when they attack the walls, they do damage to it. And oftentimes, it gets destroyed. But they cannot damage soil. And so that's I'm kind of banking on this idea that the first layer here, the layer that they can actually reach, will be ground. And not the most attractive, I know, but I'm hopeful that we'll be able to have some epic battles here without destroying what it is that we've been constructing. So let me finish taking all of this out, and we'll get to digging. And what I'll do is I'm going to do a test here in about 10 minutes where I'll summon some critters, let them duke it out in a pit, just to confirm that they cannot and will not do damage to soil, to the ground. So we can keep the aesthetic, keep it looking sharp from this point up, but it's going to look rather basic down about that far. Shouldn't take too long to clear all that out, and then we'll pull in some furlings and maybe a troll or two. Furlings and trolls are fun battles. Kind of one-sided, so we'll have to skew the numbers a bit just to see, you know, maybe we can make a fight last a little bit longer that way. Find that balance. How many furlings, I'm sorry, how many trolls do we need to bring in to battle even one furling? The mind reels. Just gonna get rid of this stuff here. So a little bit about where a lot of this is coming from. I've seen some people posting videos of some fight scenes, some battles between critters in Valheim, and I want to get involved because I've always been kind of drawn to that kind of, ooh, what if? What happens when? You know, you'll see someone pull a troll all the way into the swamps just to take on an aberration or something, and those are really good fights. What else can we do? All right, let me get rid of all this. Boom. Okay. And let's dig a little bit. No, don't fall. Oh, okay. All right. Let's see how much of this we can dig out here. And it won't be perfect, so what I'll do is I'll get a start on this and do as much as I can here relatively quickly, and then off camera I will polish it all up, make it look beautiful, and in future videos host tons and tons of battles. But here in a couple minutes, after I've dug out a pretty good sized cube, I will summon in some beasties and see how they do. And more importantly, see how they, see if they do any damage to what's here. And it is important, I did set this up on a north-south grid so as to keep some clean lines. I wasn't anticipating digging deep, but as someone who's done some construction, I thought, well, you know what, let's do that. Let's keep it on the north-south grid, because when you do things at an angle, when you're digging down, it creates a jagged line. And if for those of you who would like to dig moats and things like that around your keeps, your castles, your cities, aligning everything on a north-south grid keeps these nice clean lines when you dig down, and that's important for aesthetics. And you know, we're all about the aesthetics, right? It's got to look good, because when it looks good, it feels good. Billy Crystal played a character in Saturday Night Live back in the day, and yeah, it's all about looking good, and you look marvelous. All right, I'm going to get down to the end of this line right here and fly up a little bit and then summon in some critters. Okay, so you can see here, this is, it looks like it will not let me go any deeper at this point, which means we're going to have some issues off to the right there. Because it doesn't look like it will let me go all the way down. So let's remove these drops. And let's summon 2 trolls. Nope. Did I type that in wrong? What did I do? Ah, not summon, it's spawn. Boom, got ourselves a couple trolls. All right, and let's get away from them over here. Just throwing rocks. Let's pull in 5 furling. Huh. What am I doing wrong? I think they call them goblins in this. Yeah. All right. Let the games begin. Uh-oh. Some of the goblins spawned up above. All right. Well, that won't be an issue once I've dug out everything. But they're not going to be a part of this fight down below. It looks like the 2 trolls cleaned up. And there's 2 goblins up above that are just kind of chillaxing. Alright. Well, it looks good. It doesn't look like anything was damaged inside there. Let's try it again. Let's try. Yeah, you can summon one that's got a bow. I was kind of hoping he'd come up above, but alright. Man, those trolls are tough. But they're almost dead. You can see both of them have really low health. And if these 2 goblins had spawned down inside, it might have been a different story. There we go. All right, let's make it unfair. Let's pull out a goblin with a bow. Helps to spell it right. There we go. Where's his bow? Let's try it again. If we can push him in. All right. Fun time's over. All right, we just killed them all off. So, proof of concept here. Looking inside, there is no real damage that has been done to the walls. And you saw that the trolls were walloping the crap out of them. So, that's good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig down maybe about that depth. You saw that the trolls' heads were above, but not by much, and they weren't able to do anything outside of this pit. So this is a good depth. And we take this depth all the way up to the existing walls, and I will have to avoid summoning flying creatures, otherwise I'll have to do some extensive repairs. That means Moder is kind of out, and the wyverns are they wyverns from the mountains, and Yagluth because of the aerial attack that it's got. So yeah, that's what we're going to have to focus on there, I think. All right. So let me get rid of our loots here. Cool. I love it when things work out. Not perfect, but good enough. Get some stamina here, otherwise I'm going to be chugging along in slow motion. So what do you think? Are there things you'd like me to add? Other extreme design ideas that would be fun? I'd love to hear it because you know, this is something I love to do, but doesn't mean I'm necessarily an expert at all. And yeah, I'd love to get some input. So anything, chat, you'd like to add, feel free at any point. And what the hell, we'll give it a shot. And if it sucks, we'll take it out. If it's excellent, I'll keep it. All right, is that close enough? I can go a little bit closer. Yeah, a little bit too close. But that might not be bad. We just don't want to undermine that too much because that will all fall down. So while I'm doing this, I'm also in ghost mode. You might be wondering why the goblins didn't turn and attack me, or the trolls. So part of the whole dev commands and debug mode, it allows me to work on things here without being attacked. And that goes for things that I've summoned, as well as for general creatures in the area. They might go after things I've built, like my ThunderCube, but they will avoid attacking me, which is, you know, that's a good thing. It allows me to focus on the fun part, and that's the actual construction. I like to build stuff. I like to build stuff that's unique and interesting and new. But like most things, just because I like it doesn't mean I'm necessarily good at it. But, you know, we do things that we enjoy. And I made up my mind that once I was an adult, I was going to do things that I enjoyed. And back when I was a kid, video games were really new. We're talking Pong when I was a kid. Then playing Atari, because that was like, if you had an Atari, dude, your family was rich and they had all kinds of time and money that a lot of other people didn't have. So yeah, I didn't have an Atari. But I knew this one guy in grade school, or I think it was in junior high at the time, 7th or 8th grade. His name was Jason. And Jason had an Atari. And he was an alright guy. I liked him. He was nice. But if he didn't have an Atari, I probably wouldn't have hung out with him a whole lot. But yeah, I used to go over to his place and play Atari once in a while. And then when he realized that we didn't have anything in common other than the fact he had an Atari, he stopped inviting me over. But then I made really good friends with a guy named Terry. And Terry and I hit it off immediately. We were both weird. And Terry's dad was in the military, Navy. And, you know, you have a little bit of extra income sometimes. And he bought, for the family, a Commodore 64. And really, that's when I made that shift from console gaming, namely the Nintendo, I'm sorry, the Atari, then the Nintendo, over to PC and the PC style, and fell in love. There was so much wonder involved in playing video games on a set top to its own monitor that was just fascinating to me. And Terry Buffy was his name. He and I would stay up, and I don't think I'm exaggerating by a whole lot here. We'd be on that system 16 hours a day over the summer when there wasn't any school, and we had so much fun. It's kind of criminal how much fun we had. I think I went too far. Let me see if I can fix that. Let's fill this in a little bit here. I don't want that wall collapsing. All right, now that I filled it in, I'll have to take it back down a little bit. But we played, there were a handful of games that we played, tons. One of the games that I was hooked on very early on was a Dungeons and Dragons based game. And it was, the Pools of Radiance. I went right back to it. Doggone it. But yeah, Pools of Radiance. And in fact, I think I have a video or two on my YouTube channel. I've kind of rediscovered it, and I played it a little bit. It's very slow paced compared to some of the games you can play now. But definitely a hardcore nostalgia hit for me playing that, because that was going right back to 1983 and 82, 83, and staying up all night, drinking Sprite, and playing Dungeons and Dragons, the Pools of Radiance on the Commodore 64. And you can check it out. My videos, sure, but you can check out the video game itself. I believe it's on Good Old Games. It's just, very slow, but it takes you from the character creation, just like Dungeons and Dragons. So you're rolling dice, determining your ability scores, figuring out your weapons, how much money you've got, and what your starting equipment is going to be, what they look like. Just a lot of old school style, basically playing Dungeons and Dragons on the computer. It's not like the Dungeons and Dragons online, at least not from what I've seen. I was just thoroughly enjoyed it. All right, so this is okay. It's not going to be perfectly flat. I think we just have to be okay with that. Okay, so now we've got a little bit more space. I think we can have a little bit more fun here. What do we want to see battle it out? The Furlings, that they're calling the Goblins, as far as dev commands are concerned, they won't fight anything from the same biome. So I'd love to have, like, locks in here. But they won't fight the Furlings. Maybe I should think of something that the locks could fight. That would be fun. I'll have to do some research on that. What I'll be doing is I'll be putting out videos on YouTube, and I'll be streaming once in a while, doing instant battles just to see how some combos of creatures would fare against each other, and hoping for some, I don't know, blood and guts. But it would be neat to see, you know, how many trolls it does take to take down a furling. Maybe now that I've got enough space here, I can do that fight for real. Let's see. All right. All right, so there's our troll. Let's come over here. We've got some space. Spawn goblin spear 5. I only see one. Wow. Dude, that one goblin just went in there and wrecked him. All right. What's up with me and the spelling today? All right. Why are you walking into me? What happened to our furling? Did he already die? Oh, they can still reach the wall there. All right. I'll have to fix that. So obviously... Oh, we do have a furling in there. There he is. But 2-on-1 just might be too much for that little dude. Oh, he took one out. Woo! Well done. Yep. All right, so we gotta fix some things up, create a greater buffer between the wall and the soil. That's good to know. See, it's all part of the process. It's gonna tear the whole thing down. One spear-throwing furling took out, in essence, 3 trolls. Very nice. Okay, get rid of him. Cool. Well, folks, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed our stream today. I'm going to pop in again over the next couple of days and do some more and show you the process, or the progress rather, as we fill in some of these gaps, protect the walls just a little bit more, and make it all beautiful. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me today, and look for me soon.